Hey, what's going on, guys? Henry Kaminski here from uniquedesigns.net. And I did we're going to talk about today whether or not if you're aware of whether or not you suck. I did an email this morning about this topic of conversation because let me just use myself as an example. Back when I started my design business back in 2007, I sucked royally, right? My designs were terrible. My business sense was terrible. I took any job that I could get my hands on. And I guess that's the part of starting and growing and building from the ground up, from scratch, right? But man, looking back 10 years now, I wish I would have had a trusted advisor kind of looking over my shoulder saying to me, Henry, don't do this. That was terrible. Or Henry, yes, do more of that. That works. I went years without people telling me whether or not I sucked. And it's interesting because I think the one person who was 100% real with me was my wife. She was the one that said, dude, that sucked royally. Never do that again, right? And I'm thankful for her because I was able to steer away from some of the things in the past that could have probably gotten me, put me way behind, put me in the red, versus keeping me forward thinking. And I just want to share with you, if you're running a business, now I'm specifically speaking to coaches and consultants. I look at my client roster over the past 6 months or so, and I realized that 95% of my client roster is coaches and consultants. So I'm speaking directly to you guys. So you guys are coaching people to become a better fill in the blank, right? You probably are extremely knowledgeable. You may have certifications. You may be really good at what you do and are able to transform people's lives. And that's awesome. But there's a huge disconnect with your brand identity. And what do I mean by that? I mean, not just a logo that you went on 99 Designs to go buy, or you went on Fiverr and spent $25 on a logo, and you have some Fiverr guy from Uzbekistan doing your design work, and it all looks cookie cutter. It all looks the same. It looks cheap. It looks unprofessional. It looks generic. Your imagery, if you're even using imagery of yourself, is low quality. How does that brand identity congruent with the quality of service that you deliver? How? Right? If somebody isn't over your shoulder watching over your branding, how do you know that you suck or not? You probably don't. And that's the same problem that I had when I was starting my business, or when I got deep into it 5 years in. I was making a lot of mistakes too. You know what I mean? This entrepreneurial journey is just a life of mistakes and learning how to get better at avoiding them, right? But they're constantly going to be there. They're inevitable, right? But having that coach in my corner, steering me away from the BS, was priceless. And to this day, I'm blessed to have different coaches in my life for different parts of my life. And it makes complete sense, because when you have those coaches, in your corner, it guides you away from the nonsense. It steers you clean away from that nonsense. And so just like you know the value of coaching in your expertise, it's the same thing when it comes to brand coaching, the stuff that I do in my case, so it's being professional about it, but doing these brand audits with new clients is extremely helpful because I dive into their business and I look at their brand identity from 30,000 feet, and I can see in 2 minutes major disconnects between identity and messaging. And it's not something you can easily solve by hiring a Fiverr designer or hiring a low-budget designer and thinking that's the solve. It's not. It's not. And Robert Vico says, my branding sucks. Well, Robert, imagine if you leveled up your branding and it looked polished, professional, high grade, high quality. What would that freaking do to the quality of clients that started to become attracted to you? When you look low end, the higher quality folks look at that and they say, no way. I'm not putting my credit card near that guy or that gal. They look cheap. And vice versa. You level up your branding, you look more polished, you get a great photo shoot done, you get a very well-designed and thought-out logo, you get somebody that helps you position yourself as an expert and get you the right get you that coaching, get you that I lost my train of thought. That point of view or perspective that you're looking for makes all the difference. It makes all the difference. Quality attracts quality at the end of the day. When you walk into a Nordstrom's at the mall, right? And then people working there are all disheveled messes wearing sandals and ripped clothing and dirty clothing. You say to yourself, there's a disconnect here. They're charging me $150 for a shirt, but their employees are walking around like mopes. Right? And you subconsciously, you're like, I don't trust this place. I'm out. They got nerve charging me $150 for a shirt. But now let's flip the script. You walk into Nordstrom's, everybody's polished up. They're wearing designer shoes. They're wearing designer clothes. They're dressed in suits. And they charge $150 for a shirt. You say to yourself, now we're talking. And you justify it in your head. $150, that's actually cheap. Right? Because it's congruent. So these are the points that I'm trying to make. Robert Vico says, how much you invest in your brand is how much people will perceive your brand to be worth. Amen, Robert. Appreciate you stepping up and explaining that, because that's exactly what I'm talking about. And the whole point of this video is this. You don't know you suck until somebody tells you. Because you could go on your merry way with your cool looking logo that you think is cool and only you. And you can go on your merry way with this ugly looking website that you think looks awesome, but is repelling the quality clients away from you like the plague. And then you're scratching your head a couple of months down the road going, man, where are all my sales? Where are all my quality clients? Why do I keep getting the same type of client that just sucks the time away from me like a vampire, leaves me irritable and frustrated every time I get off the call with them? Or I'm on a sales call and these people are complaining and bitching and moaning about my pricing. you're attracting the wrong people. And it all starts with your identity. You know, if you look bummy, nobody of quality is going to come looking your way. Unfortunately, that's the truth. So this is the point I'm trying to make. When you figure out, oh shit, you know, my branding sucks, well then what are you going to do about it? And how quickly are you going to act to get it right? So these are the types of things that I'm talking about when it comes to investing in yourself and investing in your branding and really taking your things to taking your place, taking your brand to the next level. Because when you take your brand to the next level, you graduate into a different level of clientele. And if you're like me and want to work with only solid quality people, then it's a must. It's a must. You're never going to get to the next level with mediocre identity. And that's the bottom line. So I hope you guys get some value out of this and see the power of quality branding. And I'm saying it's not just a pretty logo. It's not a pretty website. It's everything wrapped around that. It's your logo. It's your messaging. It's your positioning. It's the way you carry yourself, the way you do your videos, the way you speak. It's all of that, right? If you don't have somebody in your corner that's going to help guide you in the right direction, you're going to constantly get on that spinning wheel of suck, and you're never going to get better. You know, I would have never gotten to where I'm at today in my business had I not hired a coach, and you coaches and consultants will back me up on this, to break me through that glass ceiling to get to where I wanted to be. And now I'm still not there because I'm constantly climbing, right? Once I get to one level, it's not good enough anymore. I want to go to the next. And that's just the curse of entrepreneurship. That's the curse of being motivated. That's the curse of just wanting to always be a better you, right? So with all this said and done, invest in yourself, because if you don't invest in yourself, nobody's going to invest in you. And if you want to hire a quality client, you need to look the part. You know, it sounds like my old man when I would go in on my job interviews when I got out of college. You know, he would say, "You're not going to that interview like that." And it woke me up. It really woke me up. So anyway, hope you appreciate this video. Hope you get some value out of it. If you have any questions, concerns after, I hit stop, leave them below. And I would love to connect with you. And if you're looking to get a brand audit done from me, I would be happy to walk you through a 30-minute session and really take a look at your business and see where I can help you with your brand identity, your brand messaging, and really get that congruent with the quality of service that you provide to your client. Because when you match those two things up, it's game over. It's game over. So have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you soon, guys. Take care.